Hi guys. I don't know if you can hear me over the sound of my dad's music. I think he's getting ready for the football game. But today we are going to talk about dream work. And we're going to talk about dream work. That's all I have planned right now is dream work. So this conversation is going to go wherever it chooses to go. So there are lots of techniques to doing dream work. There are lots of, there are lots of techniques to doing dream work. There are a lot of symbolism behind dream works. You know, I mean, lots of people say that a dream is just a subconscious, just your subconscious telling you something that is going to happen or giving you signs about effects of things. And dream work is something that's been suggested to me a lot, and I've just kind of been like, I don't need to do dream work. I mean, if I see a sign, then it'll come to me while I'm awake. But I think that like the dream work is, I think dream work is important now, and I don't think that it's necessarily nighttime sleep dream work. Even though I've been having extremely vivid dreams lately, I think it's more of daydream work. And what that is that like writing down your daydreams. And because I daydream a lot. But like some of my daydreams have gone from being, just like, I have the normal daydreams about, just standing up and walking out on something I don't want to do. But my daydreams have gone from me wanting to stand up and walk out on something to having extremely magical connotation to them. Because, I had a daydream about, I was sitting in English class and I had a daydream that a unicorn just walked up to the window. And I don't even know where that came from. But the unicorn just walked up to the window and just started talking to me. And I was like, okay. These are the kind of daydreams that I have. I have daydreams about rituals and spells while I'm sitting in class. And that first thing, that tells me two things. One, I am a witch through and through because magic is constantly on my mind. But two, it tells me that maybe that spirits are contacting me more when I'm awake than when I'm asleep. And so maybe I should be writing down these things while I'm awake and not while I'm asleep. I mean, not waiting until I go to sleep and then waking up the next day and doing dream work. And I haven't even done my dream journal for today because I don't really think that today's dream was important. Last night's dream was important. But, I mean, it's just to help me get into, like, the feeling of doing dream journaling and keeping a dream journal. And, this is the season of the dead. And, like, if I make any videos and you guys will get tired of hearing me say this. I've said it in like 4 videos already. This being that time, and it's the ancestors coming through to me. I know it is. I can feel it. Like, yesterday, there was just a strong sense that my ancestors were here with me, and I still feel it today. Like, I feel them looking on my back right now. I can feel the eyes burning into me. And it's just like, they're giving me messages and I'm supposed to be writing them down because these are messages that someday they're going to make or break my practice and my books and my writing. And, these might be the things. I'm not in this for fame, but these are the things that are going to make me, spiritually known, like, as a healer. These are the things that are going to make me known as a healer. Like, these are the rituals that when I do them, people are going to be like, wow, he channeled this spirit to do this. They're just going to be of great impact on people's lives, is what I'm trying to say. And so I'm going to talk about some dream techniques. First of all, the most important is a dream journal. This is my normal journal. I just write dreams in it too. So I might use up 2 or 3 pages. So, I haven't used up too many pages in it. I haven't been writing it in a while. I kind of got into a relationship and I stopped writing about it. Oh gosh. I stopped writing about my dreams and more about the relationship and the turbulence of that. So that's what this is for. And then, crystals are very good for dream work. Moonstone, lapis lazuli, onyx, and obsidian are four stones that are used. Each one is used for either dream work or divination, or just for the purpose of remembrance. I always suggest that sunstone is a very good stone for happiness and clarity. It kind of helps you shine a light on something. So if you want to be able to understand your dreams better, I do suggest that. And turquoise is very good for interpreting meanings of things. So like when I used to do cloud divination, I used to have a piece of turquoise that I would take with me, and I would use it to help me figure out what the shape of the cloud was and what that meant, because turquoise is very good for not only weather magic, but it's also good for, like I said, interpreting signs. You guys can buy 100 books. Literally, if you guys have, there's a series of books called the Bible, Dream Interpretation Bible, something like that. And it's like a whole book, and it tells you what these symbols mean. And there are like many books on in psychology, out of psychology, and metaphysical, in the metaphysical realm that talk about what dreams mean and how these things relate to dreams. Now, visions and dreams are like something that are really, really hard to discern for people, because discerning a vision means that you need to be able to understand, is this metaphoric or is this literal? Like, for example, my unicorn dream. Am I really going to be approached by a unicorn, and a unicorn is going to talk to me and give me this spiritual sagely advice? Possibly. The thing is that you need to be able to recognize the unicorn when it comes to you. And you have to think about, what does a unicorn mean to you specifically? Like, what does a unicorn mean to me? A unicorn is a person that is extremely different. I mean, do you go to a horse stable and you're like, oh, there's a unicorn? No. You have to go out and explore the world to find a unicorn. They're still not sure if unicorns are real or fake. To be honest, I mean, some people, they debate that, the unicorn was something that was killed off. People used to hunt it for its horn or whatever. Some people say that a unicorn was just explorers that went over to Africa and they saw a rhino and they came back and they told the story of a unicorn, which was a horse with a horn. But anyway, you think about it. It's an extremely beautiful, extremely rare creature. If you want to call it a rhino, it's an extremely rare, going extinct creature with amazing powers and amazing strength. But anyway, the power of the unicorn is something you have to be able to recognize. This is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that will never happen again. And this is a once-in-a-lifetime person that will come to me and impart wisdom that I wasn't even expecting, and I'll probably never see this person again. And that is the idea behind it. You have to be able to discern the vision and tell what the vision means and what the vision is to be used for. So, that was my little bit of a rant on dream work and talking about how to discern the visions. Well, I guess I didn't really talk about discerning the vision, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. Symbolism is very important. Numbers and all that is very important. And what you need to be able to do is, and this is very hard unless you're a lucid dreamer, or unless you're a person that's like, well, a lucid dreamer, which is a person that's completely aware of being in a dream state or being in a dream realm, being in the astral plane of dreaming. You need to be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? You need to be able to tell that you are in a dream, and you need to be able to be like, okay, I need to count things, and I need to notice colors, and I need to notice symbols and shapes, and I just have a very good memory when it comes to things that I think might be important. And I won't remember anything by far. I won't remember everything that I saw, but I'll remember what I thought was extremely important. So what I'm trying to say is, you don't need to be able to remember everything. You just need to remember what you think is important. You just need to remember, and if you just have a vague belief of what you saw, a vague belief is better than no belief of what you saw at all, because a vague idea, I said belief. A vague idea is better than no idea of what you saw at all, because having some idea is better than no idea. As you keep a journal, you're going to notice that stuff means different things to you. A book might say that this means that. A book might say that, a unicorn means, eternal life and, greatness and power and blah, blah, blah. But I interpret a unicorn as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime, something that you will come across, someone that you will come across once in a lifetime. And that is the important part. Remember that. Unicorns are something that you come across once in a lifetime. You might find a different meaning for a unicorn than that. A unicorn might be an extremely powerful, magical creature that has an extremely awesome, power. You might interpret a unicorn to mean a Scottish person. Is it Scottish? I know that there's some country in the unicorn is their like animal and it's European. I'm trying to think, but anyway, their national animal is a unicorn. I'm like, but you have your own interpretation for it, and when you have your own interpretation for it, that don't let other people deter you from that. I mean, it's okay to seek advice, if you don't understand what something means. But I really always say that when it comes to things that like dream work, things that deal specifically with you and not with people outside of you, then it's very important that you yourself find your own meanings for the things. Like candle works, when you light your candles, don't ask other people how they would interpret it. You interpret it for yourself, and then you will know. You will, like, based off the results of that spell, you'll be like, okay, that was right, that was wrong, this is okay, this is not okay. And like I said, keep journals, and you'll start to see patterns in these dreams. Like, this unicorn came up here, and then this happened, and then the unicorn came up here, and this happened. So I've learned to associate the unicorn with this thing. And so, it's just a circle. All things are a circle. All things are connected. So when you learn to find symbols that are similar to each other, and you'll be like, well, I mean, like, I remember one time I saw a snake in the candle and was going upwards. Well, that might mean something positive, whereas a snake going downwards is a negative omen. And so these are all things that you need to pay very close attention to. Interpretation of dreams is very hard because it's not just a metaphysical practice, but it's also a psychological practice. You have to be very in tune with your psyche, with your subconscious mind, to understand what your subconscious mind is trying to tell you. And that's hard for a lot of people. So what I really suggest is journaling. Journaling. It's the most basic thing that anybody will tell you about dream work. You keep a dream journal, keep it by your bed, keep it by your side, keep it wherever you keep it. If you're going to fall asleep in school, if you're going to fall asleep at work, if you're going to fall asleep on the bus ride home, if you're going to fall asleep in the back of the car while you're on a road trip, have your journal with you whenever you feel like you'll need it. And I know that there are some people who actually, they keep a digital journal. And, that's the times, we live in a time of technology, we compute everything. But, somebody once explained to me that the reason that stuff shouldn't be completely digitized, oh my gosh, things shouldn't be completely digital is because that it's not hard for your stuff to get infected, for your hard drive to get infected with a virus. It's not hard for a person to hack your stuff and to just delete everything. And it's especially not hard, especially if you keep your spell book in a digital format. It's not hard for people to go in and take spells and pass them off as their own. I've heard some things that have been going on, and it's not happened to me personally, but I've just heard that, there are certain people that keep spell books that are working on books in digital format, and they've been hacked. They've been hacked in terms of like their Drive accounts or their cloud accounts, and they've had stuff taken away from them. So it's not completely a good idea to keep it digitalized. If you want to digitize if you want to keep if you don't want to keep a handwritten journal, maybe you should just try audio recordings. You know, it's kind of an old school technique, but using audio is very good for, you know, memorization, and it might even help you, like, because one day if you want to really work on that dream, you know, you can go back and you can listen to your meditation. You can talk about, like, you can listen to yourself while you're meditating, talk about the dream and what was happening with the dream. So therefore, you already set up the world that the dream happened in. Guys, it's Sunday, and it's Mercury retrograde, and I'm tired. I woke up at 8 a.m. So I wanted to pump out a couple of videos for you guys. I haven't made videos in a long time. For those of you that are on the Facebook group page or that follow me on Tumblr, I haven't made blog posts in a while. That is because I've been working on my book. I'm so sorry about that. If you guys have ideas or topics that you want me to talk about in videos, please let me know. I'm supposed to be having an interview coming up. I don't know. I haven't talked to the person about that yet. But, I mean, I'll announce it via Twitter, via Facebook, via Instagram, via all my social media, Google Plus, all that. Also, today I am doing healing readings, which means that all day I will be doing healing readings. I will be either making videos for a person or I will be giving them email readings. Now, this is, I mean, I cannot make this a whole week thing. This is going to last for maybe a couple of days. Not a couple of days. It'll only last for today and tomorrow. But next week, I have a very extended amount of time out of school. Therefore, I might just do readings and giveaway readings, because I haven't done readings in a while. I've kind of been missing it a lot too. You guys know I do my Kemetic astrology, I do my playing card astrology, I do my astrology relationships, which is just like you get a playing card astrology, Kemetic astrology, Chinese astrology, and Western astrology all in one in this big email, and then I just tell you about the overall relationship. And you know, with the Kemetic astrology, I offer two kind of readings. I offer the straight astrology readings, and I offer the spiritual readings, which actually involve me channeling Kemetic spirits to really find out who is really looking out for you, not just who you're born under, but who you're really looking after. And then also, I read the runes, bones, seashells. I cast crystals, cowries, and tarot cards. I offer two types of tarot card readings. I offer love and relationship tarot card readings, and then I offer general tarot card readings. And the things that make those different is that I have a specific deck that I use for love and relationship, and then I have a specific deck that I use for general, which, I mean, in the case of general, you can get a love and relationship reading too with those cards. And then I can also just always channel spirits, but I don't like to do that one because that one is so emotional. It's not emotionally draining, it's so spiritually draining to me that, like, I sleep for days afterwards. Like, I just get tired and drowsy. I sleep. So, these are gifts I'm offering you. They're all gifts. Nothing charged. They're all free. If you would like a reading, please talk to me. If you do not like a reading, I guess you don't have to talk to me about it. But thank you, and ashe, ashe, ashe.